Okay, yeah, so I had a little bit of issue there with technology, as you do. So, like I was saying, in Ghost 1, hippocampus, which is 11, but 11 is going to give you active masculine. That is going to give you master number 11, yeah? So then master number 11 is you see, we here, I did this before previously, I showed it on the pyramid about your master numbers. So obviously then you've got your master numbers, so here, so you have your K, yeah, your masculine, and then your feminine, your active and your passive. You join the two of them together, and then they're going to give you the join. That's going to give you the join, which is going to give you the 1 plus 0, yeah, which is giving you your divine duo, yeah, which is giving you the realm in which we are residing in. But your 7 is your 7 pH, which is giving you perfect balance. But you get perfect balance, and you put your King James Bible is meant to be masculine and feminine joining together. The two of them together combined will give you 33, which now gives you the master. So now you become a master builder. Yeah. But you've done that in your 7. 7 is the earth, which is also the mother, which is the book. This book is telling you about the earth, and that's what this book means. Yeah. And also, we're just coming out of a 7-year revelation, starting on the 21st of the 12th, right, of 12, right. Now, back with the 4s. So you got a 400-year God silence. Yeah. But you got a 400-year enslavement, yeah. So this is the 4s. So it's telling you, yeah, how the depths of matter works, yeah, how the depths of matter works. If you don't align ourselves correctly, then you start enslaving yourself, because you want to operate with transcendental intelligence, because the energy has been decreased. You have decreased your energy so much, and now you have to remember. Yeah, so that is that one here. We'll just go through these boards. Right, so you have a descent, yeah? Right, as a Gnostic, I'm going to be pointing through things that you probably wouldn't realise or seen, yeah? So this is from Marty. So you have here the descent into the 9th sphere, yeah? So this is why you see your 9 is always going to drop down. That's why 9 comes down here, look, you see? 9. And then you have sphere. Sphere contains pH, it contains perfect harmony in it, but it's also got your ERs, which is your 5s and your 9s. It's telling you there's energy there. Sphere, yeah. But you can get caught up in a catch-22, yeah, which will give you what is equals DI, dilemma. Spirit and matter, yeah. When they have not come together correctly, you now have a dilemma. You cannot have one without the other. You have to merge them to create one. Yeah, when you create one, then you are re-tethering. Once you re-tether, you access the universal mind, and then confusion ends. And this is why we've got this dilemma. But the dilemma, in the dilemma is the I, which in the I is desire. We need to come away from the desire, because it's the desire to want to know more. It's the desire to go for this ejaculation, yeah? But in desire, you have a sir. Inside of a sir, you have Zaya, IR. This is the IRs again. Remember I was saying Jupiter, fire, ion, yeah? Firm, crisis, liar, earth, ear, Irish, yeah? Ireland, I said it, Iran, yeah? Iraq, yeah? Erase, yeah? So, you hear, right? Desire, because it's telling you spirit is everywhere. Spirit and matter is everywhere, especially spirit is everywhere. This is why you have IR, you see. So, you have here, so sir, desire is sir, yeah? Put on your tie, sir. But sire, sir, that came in 1300s. That is why, like you say, 22 degrees, you're going to have a conjunction that changes massively, changes things massively. Yeah, you have the massive planet that brings in big transformation. Yeah, incoming massively, right? Yeah, and that's going to be on the 12th at 22 degrees. And on the 25th or the 26th, you're also going to have Capricorn moving on the 4s as well. Yeah, and these are all focusing on what is happening, the restriction, rules, government, regulations on Earth. Big changes coming. Nothing anybody can do about it. It's the way it is. It's field into action. It's field into action. Yeah. And like I was saying previously before, with field into action, we can now glyphosate and GMOs, all that doesn't exist once we move into the gaseous state. because these fields remove all Ross. So do you know what this means? It means that illness doesn't exist on the next plane. It doesn't exist. It's not a thing, because souls are activated. Because even if you drink this and you're a prisoner and you have a soul, it's going to raise your emotional field, and it's going to activating your soul, and then it will take you and take you and take you. Now I'm able to see outside of this plane, because I'm seeing the ether, because you use the ether, so you're glimpsing it. A lot of times I see purple rays, and also it's just crazy what the type of things that go on. So you have a sir, do your tie, sir, but you wear your tie, which is your T, which is going to be coming around your throat. But what happens is that tie, it points down, and it sits in the middle of your hyperboloid, in the middle of your phallic, and this tie points down to your sexual regions here, to let you know that this is where this is where the fire resides, that's going to activate your soul when you flip it back up the other way. But you've got to come down, descend first. Yeah, through that descent to climb back up is your pain, recognizing your gain. 77. Yeah, organization and cleanliness. That's how it works. Right, and that's why you see you have the tie there. Yeah, right. And a sir is how you address. You see, this is how you address. What do you do when you address? When you wear a dress, she wears a red dress. So the dress is coming down. And that's what Mama Amma wears. And Amma, you will find it in Samaria and a lot of the other places as well. Amma connected to Mary, connected to Mother Mary, which is connected to Queen of the Sea. Yeah, which some people have connected that to Mars before, but we won't do that today. Right, now, see, what that happens here is inside this sphere, the E and the R, you see them there. Yeah, that is giving you spirit and the fifth element. Yeah, so the 9, the 11, 9 and 5 all equate together as energy numbers. These are giving you superior energy, and this one here is the 9. It's coming down. It's impregnating our mother to create the scenario of spirit and matter as one, which brings forth life. Yeah, because it brings forth fields, and then fields manifest life. That's why we need to get back to merging with fields, because fields contain information that enables us to access the light within us, that enables us to access the planes that are closer towards the source, which weightless, which has no properties, which resides within counter space, which is literally a portal Stargate, which opens up to enable one to access the whole of the multiverse. Yeah, but you can't get there in this physical flesh suit. So, right. So here, what you have here is this. Inside of your hyperboloid, you start with 1,000. But you're going to go down from your 9 here. And then what happens is, you go straight the way down to your 9. And you're 4 in your 9. I was saying earlier, your spirit and matter, you're 4 in your 9. In the Tibetan, the Book of the Dead, they work with the 4 and the 9 to manifest. Yeah. But in the 4 and the 9, you see 9 is red. But red equates to 9. And red is the beginning of RE. That's why RE is at the beginning of 9. I've done a lot of that before. And RE is because RE means to do again. Yeah, to recycle. Yeah, is to renew. He's going to come with this energy here. Boom. And then when it converges up here, it's going to do again. CO is 9. 9. CO. Converge. Yeah. Again. Yeah. VR. ER. Verge. See, it's all in there. So this converge has to be that way, because it's telling you the movement of the field that you are residing within. And the movement of your own field. That's your own field movement. Your own field movement is your own magnetism, which is your own joy and your own bliss and your own everything. Yeah. And that's what we're learning here now, is something that's going to stay with us outside of this physical plane. Right. And elsewhere also. So you see, you dropped all the way down for your hyperboloid to your 9 and your 4, into your 4, which is the red road. Yeah? Red road. Is a road, but it's RD. So that's why I put red road. See, RD again, RD is going to give you third. You can only get RD with the third. You can't get RD with the 4th or the 5th. You can only get RD with the third, because the third is spirit, matter and soul. The third is spirit, matter, and soul. So you can only get RD with that third. Yeah. Now the fourth house is water. The fourth house is water, yeah, which is Cancer, yeah, which is good, which again is emotions, which is stemming from your emotion, which we're going to go into that on the other board. But you need your waters in your 4. Yeah, you got waters in your 4, haven't you? But do you see these waters? You're going to use the Queen of the Sea to guide those waters back up towards the heaven, which is here, which is this 3 and the 7. Because that 3 and the 7 must be worked with, which is love, wisdom, and chastity. That continues this serpent activation here. Yeah, that's what continues it. Right, you see, and then when you go, what happens is, you see this 4 here is then connected to the 7 here, which is within your tie, which is where your tie is, where your throat is, yeah, where you have another Taurus field there, yeah, and then you see we have the pharaoh, which is the pharynx, and you've got the larynx, but within it there are 4 glands, and the 4 gland performance connects to your sex drive. So if they're overworking, your sex drive goes down, but you need your sex drive because there's a fire within that. We need the fire within that to start accessing our soul. Yeah. So then as we continue, you have the 8th house, yeah, which is about sex, which is sexual. Yeah. So the 8th house is sexual, yeah, right? And it's to do with sex, and it's to do with death, which is DE, yeah, but it also has FE in it, and FE is hex and pent, which we'll get into. But hex and pent are 5 and 6, and they are iron and fire, mass, and then equates to your master number, which is the king, which is giving you again your direct, which was giving you, as we looked on the other one, this is the active direct principle. Active direct principle. On that next one, that's that. So that's done. Then moving forward, we just got onto this one now. If you look at your Mayan cosmology, there, you will see. We've got Mayan cosmology, which is on here, because I am about to pull it up and bring it up so you can see it. See this here, right? So the Mayans ascended into the sun. They have all of the serpent civilizations, which is what I'm speaking about here, which is the descent of this 9 here, yeah. In a lot of schools of thought and teaching, which is why at the beginning I was talking about the hijabs, yeah, and this is why, is because people try and say no, we don't have to. You know, there are ways of still doing this, of accessing the Kundalini without worrying about ejaculation, but there isn't though. You have to. It has to be incorporated as well. Otherwise, you're just not going to get nowhere. Now, this is the 4. This is the 4 here, yeah. This is the four elements in the ether. You had a winter solstice on the 22nd. I watched this. There was something happening where we thought, some of us thought we might be going somewhere, or whatever it may be. Now, we don't knock anybody for thinking anything, because everything is a possibility. Yeah, and that will happen in the right moment. Yeah. So, yeah, but you see, we cannot equate and work out exactly to a T when which particular moment is which particular moment, because the time is an illusion. But the winter solstice, we work with cycles instead. When it happened at the 22nd at 04, yeah? And then you see this number here, this equates to spirit and soul. And then you see this here, this GMT, where I reside, it's Greenwich Mean Time in the UK. That also equates to 4. But then Cancer is the 8. Cancer is the 8. Yeah? And that's why I got Cancer down here, because Cancer in the occult numerology is 8. But it's sitting here. And it is the 4th house. But the 4th house could be connected to the 4 then, could it not? Because then you would need the correct emotion down here, so that you're not working with lustful emotion, and you're working with loving emotion, and then what's actually happening is your intent is correct. Yeah. So look at this. Then you have June 22nd to July 22nd. Yeah, because this is the first This is the 4th house. This is her first feminine house. Because you see, and it's ruled by the moon, right? And it's emotions. How do we know this? You see, look what happens. The lucky numbers, occult numerology. I got some occult numerology readings to do. I'm going to do them over this period while not so busy things going on. Right. So here you've got the 4, 13, 22, 31, 40, 49, 58. Yeah. Massive. Water is 4. Soul is 4. Look what it's telling you. Water. But soul is 4. Now, prime GMT gives you prime meridian. I've done the prime meridian. You have a prime minister here. Yeah. In this, where I reside, you have a prime minister. Yeah. You've got over there, you've got the prime or the president. This is your PRs in the States, etc. But this prime meridian, what it will do is it will split up as a cross, and it will split into 4. And you've got 180 degree and then 0 latitude. Yeah? So that's telling you there. You see, you've got 0. This is 0. There's 0. 0. 0. 180 degree. 9. Right? That's how this works. And that is why you see this cosmology you see here. See this cosmology there? There it is. See this? This here is this. But I don't need this to tell me that. For some, because you just... Right. It's something that we just know because you always constantly love to know. Just love to know. Right. So, what you have here, right, is we have then this 9 is going to come down, impregnate here. These beings here are the ascended masters who are on superior planes now, because they understand they understand that there is no separation, that there is no duality. They understand that they are connected to a universal mind, and that they must access that through voltage, yeah, through accessing and working with the serpent correctly, yeah, which is meaning now that we are moving from love instead of lust, yeah. So, and I did that earlier. I spoke about the Hajia, but perfection is 4 elements. So that's why you're always getting this 4. And when I finish this video, there'll be loads of things that on the 4 that I probably haven't even spoke about, yeah, that I've not even had a chance to even speak about again yet. Even in physics, they have the true 4 forces, yeah. No, sorry, my mistake. In physics, they have 4 fundamentals, yeah. We have true 4 forces. They have 4 fundamentals, which is the gravitational, electromagnetism, strong interaction, and weak interaction. The true force is force, motion, acceleration, and inertia, yeah. So, also, what will also happen, as well as you're having these you're having these gods in the sky. They're colliding. The Saturns and the Jupiters going to be moving as well. As the Saturn and Jupiter are yet to do something as well going forward, as they move into air signs as well. Yeah, what's also happening. Yeah, is you've got massive movement going on with these numbers on these 22s. Because then what happens is once you get to March, they will then, because of the movement and where the sun is at, yeah, after I think it's going to go through in bulk of one of them, then what happens is that you will then move towards March the 22nd, yeah, and then that will, when you go to March the 22nd, and then you get to the 13th of April, these are big occult holidays, but they are used by the ones who are stealing your light, yeah. So what they do is for March 22nd, they're going to have a occult sacrifice season all the way up for 40 days, all the way up to the 1st of Beltane. And that is the 1st because it's a 1, because they will take a phallic out, and then that is when you would dance around that phallic as the 1, which is going to give you, which is one of these, yeah, which is the one of the king, which is one of the king. So you would dance around that phallic, and this is why a penguin, its top speed is 22 miles per hour. Penguin's top speed is 22 miles per hour. And I was stating earlier about the water and the solar luminescence. So in terms of the water, what happens is to get the light out of water, it has to be done at the 22 degrees. It has to be done at 22 degrees. Otherwise, it is not. It will not manifest. It won't manifest. So that is that board there, right, on that one. Just have a look to see if I've got. I have quite a lot. There would be more. There would be more of these because I just constantly. It is just absolutely endless. So then, here you have a hiatus, which is what we've just been through. But you have a hiatus semi-lunaris in your nose, and what you do when you breathe in, you hold that pause. Because you're breathing in your sun and moon, and you hold that as longest night pause. This is what's been happening now as the sun dies. And this is the sun and you're moving your head, action by your brahatin. But then you see what you have then is you have the daleth. You see this, the daleth is the fourth letter. And that the daleth equates to this womb. This womb is this 4. And it is impregnated by the father, which is the 5th. Yeah, and that is in your Mayan, that is also in your Mayan cosmology, but I could also make other symbols out of that, which is also going to give you that. And this is your plasma here. This is your lightning, your plasma. Your daleth is the 4. Yeah, it's the 4, but then the womb is the 8, isn't it? If we put the two of them together, that's going to give us 12. The daleth and the womb will give us 12. That will give us 12, which is going to give us 12 angles of light inside of this toroidal field. You have a cycle, which is what a cycle is. A cycle, yeah, is you've got a circular body. Is a circular body. Circular body is vroom vroom. Because circular body, if you have a circular body, then what's actually happening is what happens is you actually end up with circular movement. But to end up with circular movement, if you end up with circular movement, what happens is you end up with this. You end up with this anagram. Now this, probably have to go through this on a different one now here. But this, what this is here is this is vortex math and an anagram. So some people, when they ask me, why you keep going about all these numbers, they don't understand what's going on. Right, so what happens here is this 9, 6, 3, this 9, 6 and 3, they are in a vortex separate. Now, I'll tell you, see, I said 9 and 4. 9 and 4 always equates together because you see there's 9. You see D is 4. D is 4 and that is 9. That 9 is spirit, which you can see, which is there. But then what happens is this. This is how we know, this is how the number works. Through this, we can create a self-replicating field of energy, right? Through this 9. This 9 is you're creating mother and father, which is a duo. Yeah, which you will see here. There's a dance that happens here. Yeah, there's a dance that happens here between active and passive, but it goes from Re, and these are the 7 notes. They're equated to your 7 hyperboloid magnetic centers. And what happens is you have Re, which is Re, R-E. What is R-E? RE is to do again. So you have the Re again here, and then that's 1. That goes straight to 2. 2 doubled is 4, which is far. Yeah, which is far. I've got this on a different one. I broke it down with the Occult Numerology. This MI is mind, which equates to 4. Yeah, that comes straight down to here, which will give you 7. Yeah, right. And then what happens is you go from here to 2, double to 4, double from 4 to 8. Yeah. 8 doubled is 16. We come to here, which is the 7. Which is the La. Yeah. Yeah. And then what happens then is it's then doubled. 16 doubled gives you 32. 32 doubled gives you 5. Double gives to 64, which takes you back to 1 again. So what happens here is this. This is vortex math. And then this is an anagram. But this vortex math here, this is matter, and this is spirit. Now, 8 plus 1 is 9, 7 plus 2 is 9, and 6 plus 3 is 9, and 5 plus 4 is 9. But they sit down the middle here, and you have active and passive, and there's a dance that happens between them. And then you have spirit, this is the anagram, and this is the 9 personality types. Yeah, Gurdjieff went through this massive occult teacher, and business, all these people have used it. Schools, you know, all types of, you know, orchestras, everything. They've used it for grammar. Enneagram, G-gram in your head is a ram, right? And that's how that works. So here you have the spirit joining, and you have a matter joining, the two of them together. Yeah, they join in to give you, again, what they are attempting to do is to give you perfect incommensurability. I'm just going to wrap this one up. And I managed to break it down on here, because you had the ray, which was that gives you ray, which comes back to 5, right? So then what happened was, this is connected. They're connected here. That connects to this 5 and 5. That's why that goes back to 5, because that equates to 5. But Sol is the sun, but this equates to 5. But anyway, and then what happens is, me, MI, that gives you 4. But then comes down to this, to their 4 here, down to that 4. But far will give you 7. Will give you 7, right? And then what happens is, when you take the far, you see that would then come all the way up to 7. So you got 8, 9, 10, 11, which brings you up to here, because T and I will equate to give you master number 11. So that equates to that, which gives you 4, and then it drops back down. So I'm able to use occult numerology to piece all this together as well. But there's your 9 and your 4. There's your 9 and your 4. But we'll be able to go through this in more detail going forward. But through this, you can speak directly to your divinity through doing that. Yeah. So then that one there was the Daleth. Wrap this up. So then here you see Deus means is 4, but it means God in Latin, Deus. And in actual fact, in tennis you have something called deuce. And you only get deuce at 40-40. You get deuce. I reckon if I did occult numerology on the word deuce, it might even come to 4. But this means God, Deus, which is 4, which is God in Latin. But duo, and it equates to then duo, which is a duet, which is duo, which is 2. So it's telling you it's a root for 2 people. That's what this means, and that's what Dios is in Spanish as well. It's God. So that's where this word Deus, that's where the word God comes from. Deus, which is in Latin, which means 2, which means duo, which means spirit and matter. Yeah, that's how it works. Which is giving you spirit, matter, father, showing you that they're connected. Her, mother, father equates to 4. Yeah, mother is giving you 7. Right, see, and then we're moving forward from that. Father is ether, and then you have the 5 million sperm and ejaculation to the 5, which is the ether is the 5th element. Yeah, that ejaculation is coming through urethra, which is where your urine and your life force is coming from, and it decides which is going to happen. And that is Vril that is doing that, which is Vril, which is your energy, which is sex and energy. Sex and energy, which is coming from a feather. The Egyptians used to weigh a feather. Why a feather? Because a feather is F and E, which is hex and pent. What is hex and pent? Hex and pent is your iron mass, yeah? Because it is 50, it works to 56. 56, which is your 5 and 6. A 5 and a 6 are the same. This 5 and this E here, I can turn that 5 into this E very easily. I can turn this 6 into that F very easy. This is what I'm saying about the number and the letter. It's an energy. It's not as what we define it to be. It's not as what we define it to be. And that is why the word feather equates to 9, because contained within it is your hex and your pent, and the two of them, you pull them together and you become lighter, less dense, enough so that you can levitate. Yeah, within side of your temple. This is how it works. And so then you have the iron mass. So that's what it's telling you. You've got your 5 and 6 inside there, and it tells you that you've got your hex and pent at her. So you have got to access your sex, access your energy with your elements and the 5th element with the plasma and your ether. Yeah, and then you turn to face her. Yeah, and this is why we have this here. Yeah, and this is where to do that you've got to access the you look at the 9th spear. Yeah, Yeah, ether, because ether, F, take out the F, then you've got this ether, which also means eat her. What are you eating? You're eating her. You're eating her fragrance. You're eating her ether. You're eating her ether. That's what you're doing. All she's asking you to do is for a little bit of diligence to just do it and start collecting the fields. You will drink it, and then what will happen? What will happen is you are drinking lightning from out of the sky, which will increase your voltage, so that you will access planes that you have never knew even existed. And that's why this is the last one, where you have Vril, which is vital magnetism, and then you have your Atlantean root, which is Vri, which equals life. And Vri equals life, which equals life, which equals phi, which is 0 and 1. Which 0 and 1 together gives you 2. If we emphasize it, we've got 22. When you've got 22, 22 will equate. 22 gives us Vri again, which gives us Vri. But Vri is Atlantean for vital magnetism, which is where you get Virago from, which is why you get Virago, which is man-like, which is heroic, and which also means heroic woman. Then you have Adam and Eve in Genesis. Vulgate, Adam and Eve associated Eve with heroic woman. Vigor, which is ancient in Greek, which means viridos. Er again, which means hero. Er again. Ancient Irish, which is via, beard, which means man. Gothic, weird. Anglo-Saxon, weird. All meaning a man. Latin is vir. But remember that the vir itself means vital magnetism. It means a man with vital life force magnetism, which is active and passive together. That's why you've got IV and IV inside of both of these two words, because they are telling you that you need spirit and matter combined to make sure that you access magic magnetism, which is, you see, your IR spectrum, your UV spectrum is 7, your IR spectrum is 9. The CO2 absorbs this IR spectrum and it gives it a dipole moment. It creates dipole within it, which means that it's able to create perfect balance and perfect incrementability, and it increases its energy, which is how we get that. So 9, CO is 9. When you put a 2 on the end of it, you get master number 11, which gives you active, and that's what your CO, that's what CO2 does. So that's why what I'm doing here is teaching people how to make the CO2. So remember, you have the 2 little plates here. Yeah, you make the CO2 first, and we can start making other things after, such as all of these. You've got one on the end here, and one on the end here. You've got your nano coated plate. You've got your zinc coated plate. You've got your waters. You've got your salt waters to put in there. All you need to do is connect it up, and then nature will do the rest. And this what you're looking at is a dielectric